What's going on, everybody? This is John Jake Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with the expansion Madden franchise here on Madden 23, man. And we are picking things up here in the regular season, where we're going to get a first really good look at this football team, man. So should be a really fun episode for sure. Make sure you go ahead, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you want to be brand new, as we are going through the entire preseason of football, and not the start that I was hoping for, but more so what I was expecting, as Mike Evans, off of that crossing pattern, just really no match for our corners that we got going on right now. We're definitely going to be in a rebuild going into this season for sure, as we're going to get some looks at some players, man. That's what the preseason is all about. Nick Foles does end up getting a third and short that we get to work with, so we'll see if he can lead us down the field for this 2-minute drill, at least get us a field goal before the end of the first half as we connect with Luke Farrell, and we'll see if we can get to him. He's a nice receiving tight end for us for sure, but then we also have Dokes wide but naked open for us. That also gets us some nice field position. 7-yard gain. Foles will take the snap once again. We throw over the right-hand side. It's Mike Stratton, the former Colt, that's able to get it inside the 5-yard line. We will end up going ahead and taking yet another timeout. But then here we go. First and goal. Foles dropping back. He's going to throw it out to the flat, and we get it out to Gerald Dokes into the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins, as Jared Dokes will get us the first touchdown for us here in this series. And that is what you like to see. Foles looking calm, cool, and collected, going up against that blitz, and just made a good read there. So we're actually only down by 6 points going into the final quarter of play, and Tyndall here, he's gonna kind of caught in between. Was really worried about that running back, able to run loose and get even more yards. Gave up a really good completion, which looking back might have not been the best decision, but it was a decision that was made, right? So Tampa Bay Buccaneers are able to keep this ball moving, able to get another third down, which our defense will end up giving up here once again, making Kyle Trask look decent in the process. 10 for 15 on the day as we get deeper into the fourth quarter, as Trask will line up under shotgun. Maybe the third time is the charm for us, as Trask looks to his right. He's going to get it out, and how about that toe tap? Oh my goodness. This was not a great throw by Kyle Trask. He had his guy open. Really made his receiver work for it, though. But it'll be another first down for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this time it's from the 7-yard line. Trask looking towards the back of the end zone, and we get mossed in the back of it, man. That's another touchdown. Jalen Darden, who had that toe tap to give them a first down, leading to the goal line situation. And that is exactly what happens when you give any quarterback time. He's going to eventually find the right receiver. Pass rush certainly going to be an issue for us this upcoming season. But with that being said, we're still down by 15. We do have a few minutes left to work with, though, so we'll see if we can work some more points on the board, get ourselves a one-possession game, and see what can happen from here. As we got a second and inches now. Foles going to look over the middle of the field. Had a man open. Mike Stratton got exposed a little bit, but he still makes the catch for us nonetheless. As we'll look to Foles once again. He's going to throw it downfield. Jared Dokes, man. Really impressive stuff that I'm seeing from this kid. He comes in to this preseason as our third-string running back. He is going to be fighting for a roster spot opportunity, as Foles should be locked in as our backup quarterbacks who try to dump it off to Eno Benjamin on the halfback screen. But Tampa Bay, they were way too prepared for that. And now we jump right back into it. Third and long. 2 minutes left to play here in this game. Foles is going to drop back, gets a little bit of time to work with, tries to throw over the middle to Luke Farrell. But unfortunately for us, he just straight up drops that pass. And listen, we got nothing left to lose at this point. 4th and 14, we might as well go for it. It's just the preseason, right? I'm trying to see what guys have as we try to throw downfield. Looking for that seam pattern, trying to connect with Mike Stratton. and it ends up being intercepted. Warner is going to get the interception that will essentially go ahead and seal this game for Tampa Bay. And in our first preseason game, I mean, we were competitive. That was something that I did enjoy. We were competitive for most of this game, but we end up losing 25-10 here. So the offense leaving a whole lot more to be desired. It's going to be a work in progress for us. I figured the offense was going to be a little bit more difficult for us to, try and go ahead and be competitive with, especially in our ground game. I mean, you saw our ground game right there. Only had 37 yards of rushing. I just burped that sexy. But Baker Mayfield, though, he only played in the first quarter of action. Didn't really get any highlights of him, but 4 for 7 for 49 yards. Really not that bad. I really respect that. Nick Foles was okay too. A touchdown, 2 interceptions. But again, the problem that I really have is that running game. Nobody had more than 20 yards of rushing in this football game. And if we're going to win the NFL, you got to be able to run the football. That's really what it barrels down to. If we can't even get a running game in the preseason, I'm really scared with what's going to happen once we get into actual NFL football, right? But still saw some good things. Mike Stratton looked good. Jared Dokes, obviously, he got that touchdown for us as well. He had 5 catches for 32 yards in this game. So that's really promising to see. Lovett got a couple of catches. Lesko got a couple of catches as well. And our leading tackler in terms of solo tackles ends up being Cedric Redwine. He's our backup safety, followed by Brady Breeze, Kendall Sheffield, and John Jenkins. They all ended up with 6 total tackles, along with Anthony Hitchison as well. We did also only get 1 sack in this game. Cedric Redwine, he did get the sack, so he was kind of our defensive player of the game in this one. But, definitely a lot of proving that needs to be done. So our first preseason game does end up being lost, but we jump right into our second preseason game, which actually goes up against a fellow 0-1 squad. We take on the Las Vegas Raiders, which in real life, honestly, have been extremely disappointing, to say the least. I know a lot of people thought the Raiders in real life are going to be a lot better, but still a pretty difficult squad to reckon with. I mean, they got Devontae Adams. That'll be a huge problem for our secondary. So I'm really curious to see how our starters handle that in the first half, and really want to see if guys continue to develop and continue to get better. That's really what this season is going to be about moving forward. Really trying to develop guys, and it all starts with that running game. I'm trying to see if we can actually run the football, and sure enough, we actually get a good run. That is Benny Snell, the running back that we got from the Pittsburgh Steelers. He picks up a first down here. That was a 12-yard gain that we got. It doesn't sound like much, but that's a big deal. That's already better than what we've seen in the past, but then we go right backwards after that. Baker Mayfield trying to pass the football, trying to do a little bit of play action there, and we end up taking a sack. So it's now 3rd and 16. Not where I want it to be, but that's where we currently are. So we'll see what Baker can do in the pocket, and threw it to the wrong guy. But even then, should have seen the caught there. Straight up and down, but that just didn't happen there, unfortunately. Game is still all knotted up at 0 apiece, but then we look over the middle. We find the Jets draft pick, Trevin Lesko, who's able to get us into a goal line situation. That was actually a really nice job getting in there and really using that inside leverage. That was a great placement for Baker Mayfield, and now we're going to go ahead and see if we can finish off the rest of this drive. I would really love to finish this drive with a touchdown from our starting offense. We got a touchdown from our backups last time, but let's see if we can do something with the starters here, as we're going to look towards Amari Cooper here. He's our best player on the offensive side of the ball, but he cannot punch it in for us. It's going to be down at the 1-yard line because things are so early in the game. Not going to worry about the analytics that much, at least not at this point. We're going to take those points, and we're going to be up 3-0. That does remain the score for quite some time. We almost got our hands on that football, but it still ends up being completed anyways. But we do end up getting a sack on Derek Carr. That is Bobby Wagner, the veteran that we picked up from the Seahawks back in the expansion draft, and we forced them into a 3rd and 17. We'll see if our defense can generate some more pass rush as Carr looks out to the left-hand side. It's going to check it down. Breaks a tackle initially, but hey, guys are able to go ahead and rally as that is Bobby Wagner once again, who's going to come. No, Anthony Hitchens. He actually wears number 47. We get Las Vegas to settle for a field goal, but then, we were really competitive in this game, but then the fourth quarter happens. We start to fall apart just a little bit. Not much, but just a little bit here as we now face the backups that the Las Vegas Rams, or not the Las Vegas Rams, but what the Raiders have to offer. And yeah, now we're struggling against Nick Mullins. I didn't think I would say that as an actual sentence, but here we are. We do at least force an incompletion, though. I'm not trying to see who ended up. That might have been Sheffield that made that play. So we get them to settle for this field goal, to say the least. We'll see if they... No! It's a fake! They're going to actually fake it in the preseason, and they got us bamboozled, man. We were playing too far away from the line of scrimmage. I didn't think they were going to go for it here, but they certainly bamboozled us, that's for sure. As now Carr's going to look over the middle. That ends up being incomplete. So that does lead to a 2nd and 10, as that will be a run up the gut. And Redline gets absolutely placed on his back. Oh my goodness. Kenyon Drake just ran all through him. Hilarious to watch, except when you're trying to, see if guys can make plays. And Kenyon Drake, he's going to take this thing into the end zone. Made it a little bit harder than maybe what it should have been. He had a much clearer hole earlier, but the situation still ends up being the same. They are going to score yet another touchdown, and the Raiders are going to pull away a little bit, down by 10, but off screen, during to have it set up to, play all of the key moments, off screen, the Dolphins actually got a touchdown for us. So we're all tied up. We'll see if our defense can get one more key stop. They really have been playing pretty good all day, only allowing 13. I love that, but I do not love this. Kenyon Drake able to get yet another few yards, as that will take us into the 2-minute warning already. As now Mullins dropping back. He's going to look to the right-hand side, and Brady Breeze allows the tight end to get out of bounds. It stops the clock, and one more first down. The Raiders are effectively going to be in field goal range. This might do it, and it does. First down for the Raiders. Well, not first down, but they are in field goal range. Really crucial that we get this stop. We sell out completely on the run, and it still just simply does not work. We just don't have the bodies right now. That's really what it barrels down to, as we'll see Kenyon Drake running into really strong field position. Probably am going to see either a score. I want to see if we can get them to score intentionally, and we do get that to happen. So Las Vegas, they will get a score. Kenyon Drake gets the touchdown. We got 17 seconds left here on this clock, right? That's what we got going on as of right now. So that's what we got to deal with. Now, Nick Foles does have one more chance to take us to the end zone. We got to drive 79 yards in 13 seconds. So probably 3 plays tops we got. So we throw first play, really great start. We get a nice reception out there. That gets us to about midfield. But I wanted to take at least one more shot, try to see if we can get some more chunk yardage. We don't, but we still have 5 seconds. So I actually try to throw this out route to try to get out of bounds. It doesn't work, and I can't call timeout in time. And that's how we end up losing, man. We don't even take an actual shot at the end zone, unfortunately. So we do end up losing yet another preseason game. We dropped to 0-2, a much more competitive game than we saw the first time around. And Nick Foles was a little bit more efficient. 130 yards, got a touchdown, no interceptions. Baker Mayfield left more to be desired, though. 8 for 17, only had 80 yards, but at least did not turn the football over. Do need Baker Mayfield to be more efficient if we want him to actually be the quarterback of the future. Benny Snellville ran a little bit better, 9 carries for 30 yards. Eno Benjamin, he ends up with 7 carries and 21 yards in this game. Again, still not good for our rushing attack, but we're getting a little bit better there. Luke Farrell does end up being our lead catcher, though. He had 5 for 52. John Levitt was the one that caught the touchdown pass, though. He had 3 catches and 45 yards in the game. Nice job there for the 4th year out of Princeton. But we check out who is the defensive studs. And Channing Tindall, who is a rookie, one of the few rookies that we have on this team. He led the team in tackles with 7, followed by Anthony Richardson, Trail Williams. Cedarius Smith is also in there. He had 5 tackles, but he was really a menace to opposing quarterbacks in the first half. 3 sacks in the first half, along with Bobby Wagner. I really think our pass rush is really going to come from our linebackers this season, because aside from maybe D Ford, I really don't see anyone getting consistent pressure. Jamar Johnson, who is someone I'm pretty high on as well, he also got a turnover in this game. He got an interception and managed to return it back 31 yards, but I don't see any other turnovers. Unfortunately, it's not enough, and we're still looking for that first win of the year. So the final game that we got going on in the preseason, we actually have our toughest test that we have the entire preseason. We are taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, which, as you guys know, in real life, they are actually undefeated. But, you know, preseason, anything can happen. One last chance to really get a peek at our guys and see what they are going to be all about going in. As we're looking at things right now, Gardner Minshew is actually listed as a starter. So I really have no idea what happens to Jalen Hurts. I'm going to have to check that out off screen to see what's going on with that, because y'all already know Jalen Hurts is him, and he should actually be starting in real life. Gardner Minshew, I do believe, is the backup, though. But late in the first quarter, we got a chance to put some points on the board. Baker's putting together a pretty nice drive, got us into the red zone, and we get it off to Trevor Lesko, who does get us into a 3rd and short. But can we pick up this first down? Going to try to rely on Benny Snell. See if our offensive line can get a little bit of a push. And they do just enough to move the sticks. And that is going to be 1st and goal for your Miami Dolphins, man. You love to see it. So here we go. Goal line situation from the 5-yard line. Going to drop back the pass. And Baker Mayfield throws it on an absolute rope. That is Amari Cooper that's going to catch it and put it into the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. And that is a connection that I'm really excited about this upcoming season. Baker Mayfield to Amari Cooper. That could be something that we end up seeing really develop into something special. That's what I like to see, along with the rest of his receiving core. We actually do have a solid top 2 in receivers. But we got to be able to also stop people. And Minshew, he's putting together a good drive of his own as he will step up in the pocket. He's going to throw it up, and Gardner Minshew is going to nearly pick up the first down. Anthony Hitchens makes the tackle at the sticks. But 4th and 1, they are going to go for it. They are an aggressive football team. And, well, I thought we were going to stick them at the line of scrimmage. Somehow manages to find a way to pick up that first down. And also, I think one of our corners got hurt as well. That's Jojuan Williams. So hopefully his injury is not going to be too serious, because as you guys have seen from episode number 1, we are going to be a really thin football team in terms of our depth. We don't even have bona fide starters. Like, it's going to really be a process of, this is an evaluation year. This is really how I see it. And Gardner Minshew, he's going to get the rushing touchdown on the ground. We do get hands on Minshew, but just could not make the tackle. Is now 2nd and 7. Minshew leading another drive, but this one does not end as well, as we try to target Curtis Samuel, and Samuel might not be able to catch him. He's not going to. Eno Benjamin with our best shot, and he can't bring it home either. So we see Darius Slay Jr. able to take it all the way to the crib, and that is exactly how the Philadelphia Eagles are going to take the lead, and they just did not look back. 4th quarter, Minshew, he's going to drop back, needs the first down, drops it over the middle, and we just had a wide open spot in the zone. Ron Sinnott. Sinnott is someone I have certainly never heard of, so that really makes me beg the question, what the heck actually did happen to Jalen Hurts? Did he get hurt, or, what are we doing? What's going on here? Because I didn't see anything crazy about Jalen Hurts being injured, but, it is what it is, though. We'll see if we can keep the Eagles out of the end zone, though, as we are actually going to give up a touchdown through the air, and it's going to be caught. That is Aquario Whiteside, who, former first-round receiver. He's trying to really, he's trying to resurrect that NFL career. I think he's really, on the fringe of being removed from the NFL completely. That could help the cause a little bit, but Philadelphia, man, they take care of business, and we lose. This is our biggest loss of the preseason. 31-10 ends up being that final score, unfortunately, and that does mean we end up going winless here in the preseason, but we move the ball a little bit better. We end up with over 300 yards of offense, so I do really like that. That turnover that Baker had towards the end of the first half, that was really what turned the tide ultimately. Other than that, good game for Baker, 197, a touchdown and an interception. Nick Foles did come into the final quarter. He was like 6 for 12 for 65 yards, so not a quarterback playing terrible, but nobody really screaming off the page either, which is kind of what I expected to this point, to be honest with you guys. Benny Snell, 17 carries for 49 yards. Eno Benjamin, 3 carries, 15 yards as well. No rushing touchdowns, so did get Amari Cooper a little bit more involved, 6 for 69 with a touchdown. And Scotty Miller did some things as well. The Bowling Green product, 4 catches and 68 yards in this game. Mike Strand got a few catches as well. He managed to get 26 yards. Trevor Wesco also had 3 for 27. Need to get Curtis Samuel in there as well. He only had a few catches there on top of it. But defensively, this is their worst game of the preseason, though. Giving up 31's not a great look. Anthony Hitchens did lead the team in tackles, though. He ended up with 6 tackles, followed by fellow linebacker Bobby Wagner, which is what I want to see. I want to see my linebackers lead the team in tackles whenever we are playing an actual gameplay. D4 did get the only sack off screen. He also ends up with just a couple of other tackles, which were, of course, what we managed to get in the from that. We did get a forced fumble as well. Redline got a forced fumble, but definitely some things to work on. Now, with our team, we do find ourselves in a spot where, despite what we got going on, we still have to go ahead and cut a couple of players. We are a little too big in terms of what we got going on. We are provided some recommendations to what we could go ahead and do. And a couple things I want to do here is I want to go ahead. I want to move Blake Ferguson. Well, no, I could just cut him outright. He is only a 29. He's set that way because he is, technically a long snapper. So we're going to cut Blake Ferguson off rip. And then this is what we got going on. Adam Pankey, Calvin Munson, Darius Hodge, and Duke Riley are all guys that, we could do something with. But I think what I want to go ahead and do, since we are looking really good at right outside linebacker, I'm going to take Darius Hodge and I'm going to move him over to practice squad. And that'll take us down to our required 53 players. So that sets us up now with an opportunity to get some regular season action. That being said, though, I will leave that for the next episode, as we will go ahead. We'll play the first 3 games, play through the moments. We'll start by playing with the New England Patriots at home, followed by a road trip up to Baltimore in order to take on the Baltimore Ravens, led by Lamar Jackson. And then we'll round out this episode by going up against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. So it's gonna be an interesting year. We're gonna definitely struggle through the course of this season. I don't expect us, as long as we can avoid 0-17. That's what we want to try to do. So we'll see if we can do that. Let's see if we can win one of these 3 games in the next episode. And I hope you guys are excited for it. If you are, I do need you guys to go ahead, do me a massive favor. Go ahead, smack that like button for me, and then hit that subscribe button as well if you do happen to be brand new. This is John Shea Gaming on the mic signing off, hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.